Hi, guys. So, welcome to another new episode of the Digital Dentistry Deep Dive podcast, where we talk about technology trends that are shaping up the clear aligner industry. Today, I don't have any guests, but I thought I'll share some insights on some of the experiences of the lab side of the businesses with all of you. And what are the key areas that you should be focusing on, whether you are a new lab or an existing lab who is in the process of, focusing on growth or reinvention or rebrand. There are a couple of things that are more important for a lab business to focus on, or the lab technicians or the lab owners to focus on. And there are a few areas where you can piggyback on or leverage other players or partners in the industry. Again, this episode is kind of focused both towards anyone who's planning to set up a new laboratory, new clear aligner lab, or someone who's already set up and is thinking of finding efficiency, or is planning to look at the areas where they can have improvements operationally, marketing wise, technology wise, and where they can take it going forward as well. So again, I'll try to mix both of them in this particular podcast. So the first thing, if you are a new lab, or if you're thinking of a new lab, I think setting up the business or registration is the most important thing. So setting up that foundation of the lab, it's not a digital only product. It's you are actually touching a tangible product. So having a place and a location is very important. So that's the number one thing. And having all the legal documentations, figuring out the regulations or anything that you would need in terms of the setting up of a company. That's the most important thing, even before you start talking to clinicians. So once you've done that, I think the next thing is around what are the workflows, how and what are the steps. Doing your research is very important. Kind of doing market research of your competitors, of other labs in other regions, or your own region as well, and kind of learning and documenting what is the blueprint, what is the model that other people are following, and where are these efficiencies that you can add your flavor and your signature style to improve that process going further as well. So understanding the workflow needs, understanding the production requirements, that's very important. So research takes a lot of time, and again, you can do it before setting up a lab. But once you set up a lab, once you register a business, you'll start getting a lot of bills. So it's better to do all the research before. Once you've done that, then I think hiring is very important, right? Hiring, which means, what lab technicians you would need. Do you need any coordinators, admin staff, operational staff, billing staff? So there are a lot of requirements in terms of the hiring as well. It could be just you initially, but then, you will need to expand from there as well. Now, again, this also applies to existing labs as well, where they can review their current workflows by doing market research and finding out what other laboratories and manufacturers are doing, and kind of learning and modeling good things that they're doing and implementing in their own region or in their own business, and also looking at the areas where there are gaps in terms of hiring, and they can hire more people as well. So once you've done that as part of the workflow, that's where most of the anatomy of the process would be needed, and where you will need to look into what are the additional things that you might be needing. And one of the biggest things that you will need to take a decision on is the choice of a treatment planning software. And again, this is an area where most of the labs are that they are new or existing. They kind of reviewing their decisions and then still evaluating, is there any better treatment planning software available in the market as well. So testing different softwares that are there in the market, checking, negotiating the prices with them, just making sure you're happy and your business model supports that pricing is very important. And also kind of, looking at the user experience that treatment planning software is providing. Also, when you're looking at people whom you're hiring, they might have experience in a typical, on a different software. So that is something that it should be part of your consideration as well. Then after that, you will need to spend a lot of time on quality checks and what is the stage gate process. How do you ensure that the product that is shipped out, the liners that are shipped out from your clinic, or the treatment plan that goes out, who is doing that? Second eye analysis or the third eye analysis, and who is checking, who is giving that final sign off. So that quality check process is very important. And what we have seen is, amongst our clients, what differentiates a really good laboratory versus a mediocre or a not so good laboratory is the quality check process. So yes, speed and QC and QA, which is quality approval and quality checks. So it's a very important part of your lab operations and the workflow that you should be paying a lot of time and energy in, and it should be something close to your something that you should own, rather than leaving it to other people. And having experience in QA and QC is very, very important. Then it's around patient focus, right? How can you stay closer to the patients of your providers? What are the things that you will need? Because you need to get feedback. It could be material, it could be it could be the any feedback that your patients are giving in terms of the discomfort of wearing aligners, or if you may get a lot of revisions or refinements. So that's something that is very important that you need to think about, that what do your patients want and what are the trends happening on the consumer side of things as well. So that's something that is very, very important before you even invest a lot of money into launching a business or changing strategy towards a business as well. In terms of, once you understand the dynamics of the market, you have the operational things set up, workflow set up, you will need to onboard your providers or partnered clinics who will sell your branded aligners or white labeled aligners to their consumers, which is the patients. So partnering with those clinics is very important. And I think once you have set up the initial process, that could go into auto run, but then the business development, the sales, the branding, that will take most of your time. And as a co-founder, as a owner of the business, you will have to spend a lot of time in terms of kind of onboarding those clinicians and making sure that they are happy. So after that, it's on the customer success. So how do you stay in touch with all those clinicians and make sure that they are happy in terms of, that the delivery times are good, the treatment plannings are good, there are less refinements being sent to you, there are less modification requests on the treatment plans being sent to you. Are your providers happy in those areas? What are the KPIs? What are the metrics, and how are you measuring it? How many times are you, staying in touch with your clinicians and understanding what's working well and what's not working well on their side and from the patient's side as well, which will be reflected into the orders coming through to you. So that's a very important process. You will need to nail that process yourself before you think about hiring other people who can take it forward. So just make sure that the blueprint is there, you understand what are the metrics, and you are in touch with your providers to get most of the feedback so that you can improve and turn around and provide them with a better service going forward. Researching competition is it's very important. Understanding what your competition is doing, what are the developments happening, attending trade shows. That's again, it takes a lot of time for the labs. There's a lot of focus that you need to do on manufacturing. One of the steps that I may have skipped is choosing to manufacture yourself or to outsourcing the manufacturing. That's again, it depends on what stage of manufacturing you are. New entrants, sometimes they try to partner with an OEM manufacturer and get white label aligners and focus on operations and marketing and sales. Some sophisticated and grown businesses would buy printers themselves and do manufacturing themselves as well, because they have a blueprint that now works. So Both the decisions are correct, depends on which stage of development you are. So once you've done that, a lot of focus would be on the operations. Some of the people that we talk to, some of our clients, they say that 70 to 80% of their time is spent on operations, just making sure that they can ship out the aligners on time, because the dentists, they will be calling you up, they will be messaging you, emailing you, because their patients are after them. And it could be seen that the dentists are forcing you to improve the quality and the standard of delivery, but it's because their patients are expecting the dentist to do, and that's being passed on to the labs as well. So operations is very important. Billing is very important after that. So making sure that the invoices are sent on time, and finding softwares that do that automation in terms of billing, and just making sure that the revenue is collected on time as well. Then one of the most important things that a lot of new labs are working on is around patient education. One of the things that ties it all together is the backbone of this business, which is data, which is experience, which is a software, which could be a case management software that allows you as a lab partner to ask the clinicians to submit a case to you, where you share the treatment plan, they send you the order request, you inform them of the orders, and you keep your providers happy through that channel. It's also about getting enough information back from the patient's treatments back to you as well, without interrupting the day-to-day and the business as usual work for the clinicians. And that's where the remote monitoring side of things come from. Today, your providers would expect you to give everything without them even lifting their fingers, which includes top class case management portal, top class remote monitoring apps, and they only want one invoice from you. They don't expect you to charge them for each and everything on top of the aligners that they've sent for production. So outsourcing the need for building a case management portal and a remote monitoring app is very, very, very key to you. A lot of times what we have seen is that labs go on and they build that software themselves, doing a mediocre job. So think about it: the branding, the quality, and the delivery and the operational, you are excelling, because that's something that's closer to you. But then, because you're working with freelancers, we are working with free tools and softwares that are available to manage case, do remote monitoring, offer that service for your providers. You dilute the branding, you dilute the service offering that you are doing, because it's a specialized area. And a lot of labs do not understand that. And when they come to us, they've already either lost to their competition, they have, or they have delayed their entry into the market. And we know some top orthodontists and laboratory owners who have delayed their launches in the market just because they couldn't make a decision on the software, or they tried to do it themselves. And that's where we help our clients to build that case management portal, which seems like one tool, but it actually combines the lab view, it combines the dentist side of things, it combines the patient side of things. So it's actually three products in one product. And then it's the patient monitoring app, where we provide an out of the box app, which we can white label for our labs and partners as well, where the patients can connect with the clinicians when they want. The patients expect that. The dentists expect that. And if you're not providing that offering to your providers, they will go to Invisalign, they will go to other branded laboratories who are doing that. So what is that differentiation that you're bringing when it comes to experience and providing a top-notch, best-in-class case management portal that does everything with the remote monitoring side that your providers expect for the patients is the winning strategy. So going back to the point of the 10 or 15 things that I was mentioning, it's a big job for a lab owner to manage all those tasks and wear all those hats. Software and product, the tech product, should be last of your worries. And again, understanding what are the core areas where you should be focusing on is very important. And delegating or outsourcing other areas where you don't have an expertise in, that's the right move. So, in a nutshell, to wrap it up, I think as a business owner, someone who is starting or who is in the lookout for improving their lab operations and to grow it further, taking the decision on software and using the best-in-class case management is crucial. uh, Making sure that you are doing the research into the market in terms of what your competitors are doing, how are they excelling, focusing on marketing, that's very important. Quality checks, time to market, engaging customer success is very important. Engaging with your providers and their patients is crucial. So in an all, it's a full-on operation, and as you move to make that startup of yours or that mid-sized business into an enterprise business, it's very important that you act as a consultant to look at all of those areas and find areas where you can find other partners where you can work with them to improve that going forward. And measure the improvements is very important as well. So I hope this episode was helpful. I hope it provided enough value to you. Um, I would be doing more of these sessions going forward as well. But just wanted to share whatever our learnings are. What are the areas where we are seeing where we can help our community, we can help the industry to move forward, and sharing those learnings is like growing together. And that's the whole vision behind Smile Genius as well. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, we are happy to help you. If you want to set up a demo of Smile Genius product or want to do any consultation with us, we're happy to do that. All the details will be in the show note. And yeah, please reach out to us. Someone from our team will be able to connect to you and will be able to help you out as well. Until next time, great. I'll take a leave. Thank you and see you soon.